Hi, I'm Mark. This is my April review for Aquarius Sun sign and Aquarius rising. We start the month with the Sun making two very positive aspects. The first is to Saturn, and this means you'll be super efficient. You will be very capable of doing great detailed work, and you'll be able to get very organised. This is great stuff. Also on that day, the Sun makes an aspect to the Moon's nose. This is also a positive aspect, so this again means you could be in the right place at the right time, and this is a great way to start the month. Then on the 2nd, Mercury makes a positive aspect to Pluto, and Mercury's in your second house of finances, so this is a good time to look at financial matters and do a bit of digging around, maybe go beneath the surface and look at things that are a little bit deeper and see what you can learn, because what you learn will stand you in good stead in the future. On the 3rd, Saturn makes a positive aspect to the Moon's nose. Now, Saturn will help to lift restrictions now and the limitations that have been placed on you. And it's time now to rise to new challenges. With Mars in the 5th house with the North Node, this is a time to take action, become more assertive and become perhaps a leader of others. And with the South Node in the 11th house, there'll be lots of people around you, a network of people around you that can support you in doing this. On the 5th, Venus makes a positive aspect of Mars. This is very good as well because Mars is in a good position in the 5th house for you. This is the house of love, so this is good for romance, and this is good for forming new friendships and relationships. It's also very good for creativity, because Venus and Mars together can be very creative, so tap into that creative energy now and make the most of it. On the 6th, the Sun makes a conjunction with Ceres. Ceres is a planetoid between Mars and Jupiter, but in the position in Aries, this is good for bringing out creative projects into the open. It's also a good time to work on your self-reliance and independence so that you can become a stronger person. And it's a very good time to communicate with others. In this sort of position, it's good. It's almost like a counselling role you can take on at this moment in time and maybe help others. Then on the 8th, there's a more difficult aspect because Mars makes a square to Neptune. Neptune's in your 2nd house, so this may put some doubts around finances at this time, or about the way you express yourself, because Mars is in that 5th house. So there may be a lack of confidence or doubt creeping in because there's been such a build-up recently of things and a lot going on. You may just have some doubts creeping in, but if you seriously doubt things, then it is time to change track. If not, after a few days this will wear off and you can get back on track. On the 9th and 10th, Mercury is very active and will help with this difficult aspect between Mars and Neptune, because Mercury will shed more light on things and there'll be a greater understanding and there'll be increased communication. You'll be able to see things more clearly. Then on the 10th, there's a very favourable aspect between Jupiter and Venus. Now this is excellent for finances, this is excellent for forming new friendships that can be very useful in the future. On the 11th, the Sun makes a positive aspect to Mars. These two work very well together, so you're going to have a boost of high energy for 6 days. This is good for taking authority, it's good for taking the lead in things. Mars is in the 5th house, so anything creative is good for creative projects. And the 3rd house, because the Sun is in the 3rd. So this is good for paperwork, it's good for getting things sorted out, and it's brilliant for making important phone calls and communications. Also on that day there is a little difficulty you may have to deal with because Venus makes a square to Pluto, and this can sometimes come out as a power struggle. Pluto's in your unconscious, so there could be something from your unconscious that projected out and you have to face some kind of event, but you can understand that as it happens. On the 12th there's a new moon in Aries. This is the moon of initiation. It's time to get the ball rolling, put your plan into action, get things motivated. It's also in your 3rd house, so it's good for all levels of communication. So this is a time when you need to make phone calls, write those emails and little letters and get the ball rolling, get things done. You'll be very organised because your mental faculties will be sharp and alert. So it's very good for learning new things as well. This is a good new moon. On the 14th, there's a positive aspect between the Sun and Jupiter. This aspect lasts for 4 days and is good for just about anything. It's a very fortunate aspect which puts you in a very positive frame of mind. This is good for self-development. Jupiter's in your first house. This is good for the expansion of the self and for promoting yourself as well. Then on the 15th, there's another positive aspect, this time from Mars to Jupiter. So this again has another boost in your confidence. This time it's good for business enterprises, it's good for doing creative projects, it's good again for self-development, and it's very good for communicating and relating to people. Mars is in that 5th house of creativity, so it's good to express yourself. So now's a good time to put the plan into action. On the 16th, there may be a little test for you. The Sun makes a square to Pluto. Pluto again, as we said before, is in that 12th house of the unconscious, so there could be things that come up from the unconscious that you experience as an event, and this could be quite challenging. It could be a power struggle, but this is just a test to see if you're on track. If you have to make adjustments, make them quickly. This aspect is also good for purging. Purging not only the outer world but in your mind as well. Purge any negative thoughts you have or any outworn behaviour patterns. Get rid of those now. Then on the 17th, Mercury makes aspects that will aid what's been going on, because we spoke about the Mars Jupiter and this aspect, well, Mercury plugs into that. So you'll gain more understanding with this. You'll be able to have open and honest, frank communications with people, and you'll be able to get right to the heart of the matter. On the 18th, it's a difficult day because the Sun and Mercury come together, which is great, but they are at 29 degrees Aries, and when a planet's at 29 degrees, it's anoretic and it loses its power, it uses its strength. It can't wait to get into the new sign, so it's a day of low vitality really. Then on the 20th, they are in the new sign, they're in Taurus, and there's a shift to the 4th house for you. Venus is already in that sign and makes a conjunction with Uranus on the 22nd. Now, there's 3 conjunctions over the next week to Uranus, so you can expect some sudden changes. Now, these can be pleasant if you're on the right track. If you're not on the right track, they can be slightly unpleasant or disruptive, and then you will know that you need to make changes. Now, with Uranus and Venus, there could be new people that come into your life. There could be a sudden change in your finances, or there could be new exciting things for you to try and experience. On the 24th, Mercury makes a conjunction with Uranus, and your mind will be buzzing on this day. It's one of those days where it's hard to relax. Your mental activity will be going through the roof. But it's good because it will bring new and exciting ideas, and it's good to do something that keeps the mind active on a day like this. The only difficulty will be expressing yourself, because Venus makes a square aspect with Saturn on that day, so it's going to be very hard for you to express your feelings. Also on the 24th, we have a very important aspect. Chiron, the healing planet, makes an aspect to the moon's nodes, positive aspect, but it will activate both ends of the nodes. And collectively for us all, Chiron will bring issues to the forefront that need to be looked at and addressed. And this relates to the pandemic and what's been going on over the past year. We need to collectively heal the situation, learn from what's happened, so we can focus on moving forward and making achievements in the future. Personally as well, it will affect us all. The moon's nodes are across your 5th and 11th house at the moment, so this means that issues around freedom and your independence may have come up over the last year, so these need looking at, these need healing, so that we can move on and achieve things on a personal basis as well. On the 25th, Venus and Mercury come together, and this would normally be an exciting day, but unfortunately they both make a square to Saturn. Saturn will force limitation, responsibility and duty, so it won't be as fun day as normal. Then on the 27th there's a full moon. This full moon's in Scorpio, so it's a moon of truth and transformation, of great intensity, and it's also in your 10th house. So this is fantastic news, because now you may be forced into the limelight. You may be called upon now to perform, so to speak. It could be you're actually in the public eye, or it could be that you're able to shine in your profession. Now, career is highlighted, and there could be sudden opportunity within the career area or on your chosen path. There may be opportunity to advance. This is a good full moon for you, and it's also going to help you with responsibility. It's time now to take more responsibility. It's a time now when you could also benefit in the area of the home, because the sun is in the 4th house. So there's a lot going on, and this is a very positive full moon. On the 29th there's a conjunction between Mercury and the black moon Lilith, and this is in your home area. So if there's anything around your home that you're not happy with, or has resurfaced again, it's time to get that sorted now and deal with it, but don't get obsessed by it. Also be careful what you say on this day, because you can easily blurt things out without thinking, and that may upset people. On the 30th the Sun makes the 3rd and final conjunction with Uranus in your 4th house, so again you can expect the unexpected. Now if you're on track and things are going well, then it will be a pleasant experience, and it's a good time to experience new things. If you've been too staid and you haven't made changes, then be prepared for a shock, because Uranus will throw the pebble in the water, so to speak, and there will be ripples, and that's a sign that you need to make changes and wake up. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd be glad to hear from you.